change your nation. Come on, let's sit down and have a conversation about the things you don't talk about. In this generation, it's the time to express a voice, spread the voiceless. Just share your opinion when they're asking nothing less. You might learn something new, might even change your view of how you look at the world. Is it half empty or half full? Just share your thoughts and say you're proud. It's the start of a combo or the talk of a town. There's no right or wrong, so just be yourself. Cause your voice matters just like everybody else. So be inspired, don't forget. What's up, guys? It's your girl, Anasia J. I am here today with my homie.
EJ.
I was gonna say, you're not doing your deep or something? And today for...
Let's keep going. Unless you want to keep it like totally fluent and like perfect, or we just kind of rolling with it. We just here, man. True Talk with Anasia J and EJ. Today's topic we talked about is generational wealth. You feel me?
Woo!
So let's get into it.
My train of thought was like, I swear.
We're here for a reason, though. It's okay. Natural conversation. Overall, everything okay.
Yeah. Oh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
for starters, how are you doing?
I feel pretty good right now, to be honest. Yeah, I've had back-to-back trips. Had a couple of days I was working. Here I'm back. I feel good. I feel rested. It's the first day I woke up without an alarm in quite a while. So.
What you mean woke up without an alarm?
Because I just have to wake up. I work every day, so I have to alarm every day. Today I was just kind of like. Yeah, exactly. Okay. I woke up into the world, just whatever time it was is what it was. So. But yeah, I'm feeling good. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah. Even on days I just don't be working, I still wake up without an alarm.
Right, I feel you.
But I was like, if I didn't have an alarm, I promise you, I will sleep until 12, wake up for an hour, and then go back to sleep again.
Yeah, if I didn't have to be here, I would still be in bed right now, to be honest. Mm-hmm. Not like, no, it's not like that.
I'm not holding him hostage. I'm not holding him hostage.
Oh my God, I'm sorry to be here. Let's get it.
All right, so starting off, what do you feel like, or what would be your definition of like generational wealth?
To me, it's just essentially things being passed down from one generation to another. Mm-hmm. So that could be like finances, assets, knowledge, personal practices, anything along those lines. I feel so. As long as like something is kind of like cultivated within one generation and then passed on to whatever that next one is.
Okay, I would definitely say that would be like the same thing that I would say it is. Mm-hmm. Like just being able to pass something on. Like it doesn't always have to be like a would it be monetary to say money?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. It doesn't always have to be like a monetary value. Yeah. But like just something to be passed down to the next generation.
I'm big on that.
Oh man, like when I tell you, like I want to get to a point to where I am so set that like my family, like even my current family, they won't have to worry about anything. But even just like my future family and then my future's family, like they just don't have to worry about things just because it's just like a constant passing on.
Yeah.
Like I want it to be like that.
You feel like there's something now that has been passed on to you from a previous generation that you practice currently?
I would say yes. Yes. So my dad's mother always cooked. Okay. She would always do like, always doing like homemade recipes, everything. And like she taught all of her children how to cook. So growing up, watching my dad cook and everything, I was always in the kitchen because, I love to eat. And, good food calls my name. So being in the kitchen with him teaching me certain recipes, and then like opening that door of creativity for me to create my own. I could definitely say that's something that I still practice today.
Yeah, you be throwing it down too. For real. I still getting dreams about that Rasta pasta. That joint.
And I was about to make some taco chili today.
About to, or you going to?
mean, I can. I feel like the eyes are like make the taco chili.
I'm not saying anything, but I'm also telling you not to at the same time.
I'll make some taco chili. You want a bowl?
I mean, you're off. I mean, can you get a sliver or whatever? That's cool.
But yeah, I definitely feel like the culinary side for my dad, for my mom, I don't know. I feel like my mom personally has passed down the gift of creativity in like different ways as far as like music, making clothes and everything, to where I now have the ability to do that on my own.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah. What about you?
For me, I feel like it's who I am in a way where like certain qualities of myself is what I feel like has been passed down previously. So just like I think my kindness, my generosity, I get that from my mom. That's something that she definitely instilled in me from an earlier age. It's just to not just be so focused on yourself, but also to be able to look outside of yourself and just kind of recognize the power that you have within yourself and how that can affect not only yourself but other people. And also, I just think too. I think in terms of my dad, I think what he passed down to me is just like my thirst for knowledge and my thirst to just want to continue to learn and gain more. That's just something that he didn't necessarily like directly instill in me, I feel like, but just from the conversations that we had earlier on in my life, I definitely adopted that kind of perspective or mindset, when it comes to just like how I live my life and how I choose to do certain things. So,
do you feel like your friends or anybody that you have surrounded yourself with over the years have given you like something that you would consider a piece of wealth that you would want to pass on?
Yeah, now I'm like going down my list, in front of my head and all of that. I think one common theme throughout all of them that I could say is something that I've gained from them that I could pass down is just that idea and like sense of community and just that feeling of like camaraderie, and just like because that's something that's I feel like so important to generational wealth because it's not like um, not that it's the quantity matters, but I feel like being able to share space with multiple people and being able to pass down things to just not just one person, but also multiple people is dope. Honestly, really, really, really cool because I'm so grateful for the people that I have around me, and just like how everybody loves me in certain ways and how I love them, and that's so important. I feel like to continue to pass that to my kids, or even when it comes to my little sisters and just people who are younger than me, that rock with me now. I feel like it's really important to just like show them that community, like healthy community, is possible.
Oh my God. Yes.
So
that is definitely something that I say that I want to pass down, just due to the fact that like, I mean, it's a common saying like it takes a village, but like it doesn't. It only doesn't like take a village, but it's like you have to continue to surround yourself with a good village because like you can have a bad village that'll like bring you down. But I feel like if you have that negativity always surrounding you, that's when you pass on generational trauma. And it's like we don't want that.
Yeah.
Like we want the positives, the good things, the things that it's like I could take and I could say, I want to give that to my kid because I know like looking at how I was raised, there's certain things that I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do that with my kids. But like I can say that there's a lot that is like, okay, I'm definitely teaching my kids that because I feel like that has made me who I am. And like I don't know about anybody else, but I feel like I'm great.
I feel you gotta know it. It's in your bones.
I feel like I'm great.
Yeah, as you should though. Yeah. Greatness attracts greatness at the same time. So the way that we have come together and just how like certain people have come together over time, excuse me, it's not by accident at all. And it's funny, you say that too, because I was just in New York 2 weeks ago, and I ended up bumping into a lot more family than I thought I would. And I bumped into my cousin, and I haven't seen her in, I don't know, it's been a couple of years, at least 5, 10 years, something like that. And I just turned 27, so a couple weeks ago. Aries King, by the way. That's crazy.
It's about the Virgos,
but she it's hand in hand, so it's cool. It ain't, but we are the first, so you feel me? It's the first. It's the first. Okay, I'm gonna let you rock with what you got going on.
Thank you.
But regardless, I just turned 27, and she was basically saying that there's something called Saturn's return. Where Saturn is in one position in space, and then it takes. I think it's between like 27 to 29 years it takes to return back to that one spot. And she's saying that during your Saturn's return, that you come to a point where it's almost like you have two options. One, you look at your life and you look at everything that you gain, all the information that you gain, all the practices, behavior, and everything that you've gotten from other people, media, information, whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. And you decide to like tweak that a little bit and then choose to make it your own way. Or you have the other option where you have all of that and you're seeing everything kind of like in this bubble, and you just decide to throw that out and go the complete different kind of way or whatever. Okay. So I say that to say that I'm definitely heavily in that space right now, where I'm taking generational trauma and generational wealth into account, because I'm really looking at like, damn, okay, I'm this kind of man, I'm this kind of person. Yeah. This has come from this has come from this has come from this, but do I want to keep this? Right. Do I want to keep practicing this? Do I want to keep perpetuating these certain cycles? Yeah. So now I'm looking at like, all right, what's the good stuff, or what I personally consider to be good to take with me, continuing on my journey, and the other things that I'm trying to like throw out and put to the side, because I already know that when it comes to my kids, I'm not going to be able to move. Well, being perfect is subjective, of course. It comes down to the beholder, but like just making sure that I'm taking the time to figure out who I want to be as a person and as a man going forward, and how I want to be presented to the world in a way. Yes. And how I can give that to other people. Yes. So that's kind of what I'm at. Kind of long-winded, but that's generational wealth and all. That's very much all in the same kind of field, and category. So yeah.
I could definitely like agree with that. I feel like I've taken I feel like I do it year by year, but I feel like with me coming up on 27 as well, it's like I want to get, I want the bad to be like out, and like the positives to be the things that I carry on and I use, because it's like, whether I'm gonna use entertainment, being that we are in entertainment. It's like whether you're in entertainment or not, but it's like you're a brand. Like no matter who you are, like no matter where you are, people are gonna know. Oh yeah, that's this person. This is the type of qualities I know about this person. Yeah. And it's like I feel like when we have done things as a child or in our younger days, that's how people tend to see us, instead of actually focusing on the fact of like, okay, they might be growing a little bit, let me try to change my perspective.
100%, especially like, and it's hard to break out of certain perspectives when it comes to people who have been around you in your younger years, and then see you in your older years and all that. And that's even recent situations, just of like, oh, the way you talking to me or the way you moving, like you're still kind of talking to me how you were 10 years ago in a way. And no, it's like, and of course, there's certain things that we're all working through, and it takes time to break certain habits and certain practices and all that. But at the same time, I feel like this kind of gears over into something else. But we can't really allow others, especially those who are older than us and have seen us grow over time, to just affect us on such a high kind of level. Like it's really good to take their opinions into account and their personal perspectives. But at the same time, we're really coming to those ages where we're coming into ourselves even more. Right. You got your own spot now. You're doing your thing. You by yourself. You've grown. I know. It's okay. It's okay. We're here. We okay? Yeah. Okay. So basically it's just like there's a lot of transitions going on, and there's so many more transitions happening within ourselves that other people can't see.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, that is my biggest thing. That is like, that's a totally different topic, but like that's one of the things that I'm constantly like telling people, like every day, like the person you knew like even 3 years ago is not the person that I am today.
3 weeks ago.
The person that you knew a week ago isn't the same person that I am today, because it's like I'm constantly changing, I'm constantly growing. And it's like, even in understanding the new qualities about myself, it's like, okay, is this new quality a good quality? Or just thinking about the fact, is this new quality a quality that I would want my kids to look up to and be like, I want to be just like my mama.
Exactly. Because I think about that too, where it's like or I'm thinking, I'd rather, as I grow older, I've been like prompted to ask myself the question more of just like, who I am. You know,
Mhm.
what are certain qualities or things that I like about myself, or other things that I don't like about myself.
Right.
And I just want to make sure I'm at that time now where it's like I do want kids, but I don't want kids like right now. I still
Right.
gotta get certain things situated and get it together. But
Yeah.
I'm still on that kind of timing because it's just like at the end of the day, you start to realize that parents are people. They're humans.
Right.
They're the same way that we are. So it's like it's not that all of a sudden I'm having a kid and I'm this masterful
Yeah.
teacher that knows everything and knows
Mhm.
exactly how to move. But I do recognize my power and how that can affect just everything around me, especially within myself first, and then how it comes to my environment. And it's just really important, I think, at least on my personal end, of just figuring out what I want to take with me, so that when it comes that time, that I have people under me or people that are, well, I already have people that are dependent on me, but just like more like literally my DNA, my genes that are a part of me, that I want to make sure that I'm giving them everything that they can in terms of the tools necessary to be able to just thrive, in this world and be the best that they can be at whatever they're trying to do.
I definitely feel like I know that like we're constantly talking about how like to sum it all up, how we want to break that cycle that like we're basically going through.
Yeah.
And I feel like for for us as a race, right, we have the cycle of struggle. Like we've always been in a repeated cycle of struggle. I was watching a show yesterday on Netflix that was like somebody was like, "Oh, what about the struggle?" And they like comfortably said, "Man, they'll be there tomorrow." And it's like with trying to break that cycle, why do you feel as though like we struggle with that so much? Like we have that cycle of struggle.
Um, mm, so it's a couple different ways to answer this. It's like I think for one, just within America, we're very much in a bubble. We are birthed into like these systems of control before we even know our real names, or we even know that like we are humans. I'm already being labeled as this. I'm told to be in this specific color. I'm told to act a certain kind of way. And I think generational trauma is a real big thing that we're like victims of in a way, but also perpetuators at the same time, because it's like America was built on the backs of our people, of our ancestors, and with that, there have been Black people on both sides of the fence. Ones that have been the victims of the system, but also ones that are still victims, but also have been the ones that have like continued to strengthen the system and continue to strengthen the things that oppress us and keep us down. So it's like I don't know. For me, I'm on two sides. For one, I can recognize the generational trauma and the negative things that have been passed down to us from, whether it be oppression or just any kind of systems that have chose to keep us down or to control us or keep us in a box. But because of the fact that I recognize that I'm not obsessed with that, or I'm not hinged on that. I'm like, all right, this is the trauma, this is everything that has been passed down, like a lot of things that have been passed down that really aren't really that good or really too healthy for us. But what can I do to bridge that to the wealth side of it?
Right.
And do it in a way where it's like, all right, I recognize we have all this, but I'm not going to sit there within that, because we have a lot of our people that do just sit within that.
Yeah.
Oh, reparations, and we need this.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, we here now, right now. So it's like, at least with me personally, I can't speak for everybody in the world and out there and what they got to do. But like for me, it's like, all right, so what can I do now, knowing what I know, to improve my own personal situation, to get things better for myself and all that. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I feel like what answered it is the fact that like people are so stuck on what happened back then.
Yeah.
It's like we all know what took place, right? But I feel like being that we're so stuck or so I'm gonna say brainwashed to just be in that place, there's not really a thought pattern of what can I actually do to get myself out. And then it's like for me, it's like I have my grandmother and my mom who both are still alive, but it's like my grandmother, as far as like certain ways of life, certain habits and stuff,
Mm.
pass those down to my mom. My mom, thank God, like I didn't get all those like habits, but it's like there were still certain passing downs to me just
Yeah.
because of the way she raised me.
There's a lot of gray area too within that too, because it's like it's not so to me. It's like it's not so black and white as to like you got people who see it, don't do anything, and you got people who see it and do something. Because there's also um, other sections where it's like there are people who are victims of it, but also just are in either a geographic kind of space or like a mental kind of space where it's like I can't fault you for what you don't know. I don't know what I don't know. You know, so it's like a lot of individuals just really don't know that there is more for them out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and there's these abundance of resources that I feel like we can tap into, but that's another thing too. It's like
yeah,
a lot of different ways you can go with this. But yeah, I just want to keep that simple, where it's like everything starts with self.
Right.
At the end of the day, you know. So with that, I can recognize the certain problems, the positives and the negatives of our community of just humans, you know, overall. Mm-hmm. But also, I have to see how I can personally meld that to fit my own journey, to fit my own story. Okay. Because like I can't stop racism. Right. By myself. I can't stop segregation or prejudice or, you know, whatever it is. However, I can be that individual to set an example of something different. But not acting that way because I want to set an example, but I'm just acting naturally how I am. I guess I could consider me to be an example or whatever. Right. So I feel that. It's a lot, but
so what would you say that like you are currently doing, or what do you feel like you can currently do to start the break in the cycle?
For me, it's just being me, for real, you know, and naturally continuing to tap into who I am as a divine being, for real, for real. Like, you know, I'm physically in this skin in this vessel, but this isn't just me. Right. I'm so much more than that, you know, and I'm connected to the divine, and yeah, so much more that's outside of this physical vessel. So it's like definitely mainly comes down to the way that I treat people and just the perspective that I choose to offer at certain points in time, just to kind of like because like so me as a man, especially me as a black man, within our community, we got a lot of homophobia and transphobia, a lot of things within that side. And for me personally, maybe it's because I've lived so many places and I've seen so many people just throughout my entire life that I've just become very accepting of the human being, regardless of what they choose to identify themselves as. That I just want to continue to show that it's okay to be accepting of different kinds of people, different kinds of races and creeds and beliefs and, you know, whatever it may be. And also when it comes down to the village, you know, and creating the village, and with the fact of like, you see, we're all different in our own ways. Yeah. We all have different personalities, like kind of very different in certain ways. Yeah, yeah, but it meshes well at the same time, because it's like we're all in the same kind of time where it's like, hey, homie, different, but I fuck with him.
Yeah, I feel like like even with our personalities being so different, like they still complement each other because it gives us the ability to learn from each other. Yeah, and that's what I would say. Like my thing would be in breaking that cycle. I feel like knowledge is the biggest form of wealth that you can pass on. Because without knowledge, like you have literally nothing. Yeah. So like being able to learn not only from like yourself, because you're always going to learn something new about yourself, but being able to learn from the people around you, being able to just tap into the knowledge of, okay, if this is what I want, how do I get there? What steps do I need to take, or what needs to be done? If this is how I want people to see me, what is it that I need to change, or what is it that I need to fix? If this is how I want to treat people, what is it that, like, just getting the ultimate knowledge? Because like you can't learn everything in the world, but like,
unfortunately, yeah, I tried for so long, but
yeah, I even tried to like grow me a second brain, but didn't work.
It's okay. Yeah. Okay. That's why we have other people for that. Yeah, but, yeah. So it's like I think overall it's, you know, it comes down to one of the sayings where it's like, be the change you want to see, and in a sense, it would be nice to, I guess, change the world. But at the same time, I don't necessarily think changing the world is something where it's like you have to have this like tangible global impact of like knowing that, oh my God, there's these 3 million people in the crowd, so I've affected all these people. It's like it very much just happens on the ground with everyday people, you know, and just having certain conversations of like, oh yeah, I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, right, you know, maybe I shouldn't be judging them like that, you know, doing this and doing that. And it's like, you know, you talk to other people who may have kids already, you know, who have siblings, who have family members, and you don't know the conversations that they have or how that changes coming from the interaction that they may have had with you, you know, I just think it's really important to do what you can for yourself, to be generous to yourself, to be kind to yourself, to be soft with yourself.
Yes.
And then from that, that would 100% for me, I think at least trickle over into other people, which can then change the world. Because if I have one conversation with you, it changes your whole viewpoint, and you go out and you start to live a different life. That's when you change the world because you are a part of the world, right?
Right. And so, it's like a pay it forward type of thing. Like you don't have to sit up here and like change a whole group of people, but like it starts with one person at a time.
100%. So that's why, like, when it comes to the generational wealth overall, that's why when we started this, like I said, finance is just a part of it.
Yeah.
You know, financial literacy is a part of it. And granted, especially within the capitalistic society that we live in, it is a very big part in terms of where we're at.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, if you just have the finance but you don't have the spirit, then I feel like you don't.
Yeah, like you, it doesn't.
The finance is a tool for whatever you got going on. It's an additive to who you are. Right. You know, it's not like a vital component. You know,
right?
Of who you are.
It's so, like as you said, like an adjective. Like, oh yeah, he's rich or
exactly.
He's wealthy. Yeah. Like that's just a word that describes what you are, but that doesn't say who you are.
It's a lot of different ways to pass down a lot of different things.
It is.
You know, good and bad. Yeah. So
we want to try to break the cycle of the bad.
No, we're really in that process. And that's even like for me personally what I'm trying to like not even what I'm trying to get out of, what I've been getting out of is saying that I'm trying. Because I'm not trying at all. I'm doing. You know, I feel like
I like that.
I'm not like how do I say? Because I feel like when we say try, it like gives us an out to being like, oh,
it gives us, it's like you put the spirit of failure already in it.
And it's like, nah, I'm doing this shit for real. Like same thing with like the music and the village and everything that's going on right now. Niggas is not trying. Like we're really doing it.
When I tell you, like
fully, you know.
When it comes to that, I feel like the speaking things into existence, that is one thing that I do not like. I do not incorporate the word try. Like I'm trying to be a star. No, I'm a star.
Yeah.
Like I am a star. I am a legend in the making. Like that is what I am.
It's really there's levels to this overall. So it's like we can take the time to sit here and think about, oh, I want to figure out how I want to affect the next generation and give the kids this and give the kids that and whatever. But you have to see what that change can be within yourself.
Yeah.
First for you, because then if I'm the type where it's like I just want to look a certain way to the kids or look a certain way to people, my peers or to other family members, and it's only going to do so much before you come crashing because it's like you're putting on a facade as opposed to actually just authentically being you, who you are in whatever space. But also at the same time, like with that comes problems as well for other people, you know, jealousy, envy. Things that, but that's okay. That's the trauma. That's the trauma that comes in where it's like, you know, you can recognize that, but also know that we're here for a purpose, you know, and we're in a specific place for a purpose. Like we're sitting down right now talking for a specific kind of reason. You know, we really don't know what kind of effect or ripple effect that this conversation can have on others who are, you know, listening to this, seeing it, and. But that starts with us just having our own personal perspectives, coming from two different places of life, coming together and having this conversation and seeing, you know, the power that has and how that can kind of go on to do what it has. So,
like as I always say, the whole true talk is to have that genuine conversation, to shine that light on the conversations that we really don't talk about, because it's like, honestly. When's the last time you actually sat down and had a conversation about like some real shit? Besides when you recently went to New York.
See, but that's the one thing with me. You asking me now.
Besides when you recently went to New York.
This morning.
Oh.
Now I'm like, no. I mean, I see what you mean though, and I get what you're going. It's like oftentimes a lot of the spaces that we're in, there's usually not room for genuine growth. In certain spaces, and
it's like people want to keep you in a bubble. Society wants to keep you in this little box because that's what. Okay, I'm about to dabble into something different now, but everybody like that's why I'm careful about who I surround myself with. That's why I count all my friends on like my hands and toes. But yeah, people want to just keep you in a stagnant place, and it's like you can't expect growth when you're not allowing growth.
And to me, I said that's okay. You can keep trying. But like even recently, I've had so many motherfuckers try to keep me down because of not even necessarily how they are, but who they've become because of what has been passed down to them. Right. They didn't even realize at times. And I'm not sitting here saying that like I'm some mastering the damn mountains, in a temple, like knowing everything. At the same time, it just comes from living life and observing and just seeing human behavior and how people are over time. But it's like, man, anything and anybody in this existence can try. Right. I don't give a fuck. Period. Like, it don't matter because it ain't gonna work. I gotta say here too, like these niggas can't hold me back. They can try, but will they say, listen, man, one saying that I go by, and we can end it up like this if you want to, bro. Okay? All right. Whoever prays that I fail needs to find a new God, bro. Okay? That's it for me. Out this bit. True Talk, Nasia J, EJ. Okay,
I like that. I like that. All right, so yeah, that's how we're gonna wrap it up. Like, this was Generational Wealth with EJ and Nasia J, and I will see you next time for True Talk with me. Peace.
Live long and prosper, yo. Out this bit.
Down and have a conversation. Come on, let's sit down and have a conversation. Come on, let's sit down and have a conversation. True Talk with the Nasia J will be the talk that changed your nation.